Good evening and welcome to the Board of Education meeting for Greeley-Evans School District 6 on June 8th, 2026. This meeting will now come to order. Please join us for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Ms. Lemon, will you please call the roll?
Director Azari. Director Bentley.
Present.
Director Campos-Spitzy.
Present.
Director Edmonds.
Present.
Director Lemos-Garcia.
Present.
Director Mash.
Present.
Director Rogie.
Present.
6 board members present.
And Director Azari is excused this evening. Well, thank you all for joining us. It's fun to see our boardroom full of so many students that we get to honor this evening. As this is our last board member for this school year, I just wanted to take an opportunity to celebrate the amazing accomplishments of our staff and our students and offer some thank yous. For starters, I just wanted to point out that our report to the community came out this last couple of weeks. It really is all your District 6 information in one place. And this year, it really was so fun to have all of our celebrations, all of the years, our superintendent, teacher, and counselors, and principals, and the many schools who have been honored. And we're on such a roll, and we continue to do so much great work that there are 2 things that aren't even in this because we didn't have time to add them. And that is, I would like to recognize Nicole Cox from Ann K. Hyman, who is a semifinalist for the Teacher of the Year, Colorado Teacher of the Year for 2027. And also Billy Martinez, which we will be honoring later today as a Center of Excellence. So we couldn't do the work in District 6 without, for starters, our community. There is never too many thank yous that can go out to our community for supporting District 6 with a mill levy override, which helps us to keep our students safe and secure with our technology. It helps us to fund programs. And of course, our bond issue that built beautiful new schools, again with the safety, added safety measures to each building. We have partnerships with individual schools, we want to thank our faith communities, we want to thank our business communities, we want to thank individuals that offer their time and talent to our students, volunteering in classrooms. We appreciate all of you telling the good stories of District 6. I also want to thank our families for trusting us with your children's education, supporting the staff, supporting your students. We want to thank our students for working so hard, for caring for one another, for representing our community as you go out with your sporting events and your clubs. And of course, we cannot do any of this work in District 6 without the dedication, innovation, leadership, and heart that our staff brings to our buildings and our buses every day. So we have just had a banner year at District 6, and we're on a roll, and the momentum is amazing. And we want to thank each and every one of you for your part in supporting District 6. And we hope you all have a fantastic summer. All right. At this point, we would need to approve the agenda.
I move that the Board of Education of Greeley-Evans School District 6 approves the agenda as presented.
A second.
Thank you both. Is there any discussion on the agenda? Seeing none, Ms. Lemon, will you please give us a vote?
Director Bentley.
Aye.
Director Campos-Spitzy.
Aye.
Director Edmonds.
Aye.
Director Lemos-Garcia.
Aye.
Director Mash.
Aye.
Director Rogie.
Aye.
Motion carries 6-0.
The next item on our agenda is a public hearing for the 2026-2027 district budget. Pursuant to Colorado Revised Statute 22-44-110, any taxpayer residing in the school district is entitled to register his or her comments on the proposed budget with the Board of Education, either in writing or in person at a public hearing. And I don't believe that anyone has signed up to speak to us about the budget. At this time, I'll turn it over to you, Dr. Pilch, for your honor roll.
Thank you so much, President Mash, and thank you so much for all those thank yous that you offered to our school district community. I truly appreciate that. We're going to start our honor roll tonight with Assistant Superintendent Anthony Osmus coming forward to introduce our spring state champions and qualifiers and our state recognitions.
Thank you, Dr. Pilch. President Mash, members of the board, it's an honor to be here tonight. I'm Anthony Osmus, serving as the Assistant Superintendent of Secondary Schools and K-8 schools. And this is the very last board meeting, but some of our student athletes just finished up their season. So this is why we do this so late. I'll invite Jeff up first, Mr. Collins, and your group. While I'm doing that, I'm going to share some spring participation data. As you know, last year, this is the second year of 4th and 5th grade athletics. So we just finished up this spring, 4th and 5th grade athletics. So we had about 400 students this spring and about 800 students overall this year that participated in 4th and 5th grade athletics, which is amazing. These are students that will be feeding into our middle schools. This spring, over 1,200 students participated in middle school athletics. They participated in soccer and track, and also golf this year. This is the second year of golf that we had. And then we're also looking forward to kicking off our flag football season this fall. So we have girls high school athletic, part of the CHASA program for flag football. And flag football is actually one of the largest growing sports in Colorado. So this would be nice to have our own team here in Colorado. And let's celebrate some of our extracurricular all-state honorees. And I'll turn this over first to Jeff Collins, our AD at Northridge.
Hi, good evening. Thanks for having us. I do want to apologize. It's tough to get kids at a meeting on a Monday afternoon in June, but we do have two here. So Cora and Jessica Santos both qualified for the state tennis tournament. That was down in Pueblo, so congratulations to them and thanks for coming. We did have 3 girls golfers qualify for the state tournament as well. If you remember that day, that Monday, it was like 40 degrees and windy and rainy and all of that stuff. They were out there playing golf that day. Jade and Maddie, Jade Hepler, Maddie Nations, finished 13th and 19th, so they are second team all-state individually. LJ from Northridge, LJ Garcia, qualified on the number and shot placed 72nd. But we finished 7th as a team out of 18 that qualified as a team, which is great. Good for girls golf. We did have 2 relays, 1 girls, 1 boys relay team to the state track meet. And then I'd like to shout out Cade Beck and Sam Evans qualifying as individuals. And we did have 4 kids sign scholarship offers to play at the next level. So it's 3 softball players, Keegan Hood, Ayla Encinia, Noel Rodriguez for, like I said, softball, and then Matthew Casillas signed to play baseball next year. So thanks again for having us.
I'd like to introduce to you Jacob Perez, our new athletic director at Greeley-West.
Good evening, and thank you for having us. I am proud to introduce our accomplished teams and athletes led by their coaches who participated in the spring sport in the 2026 spring season. For swim, led by Coach Colin Sheahay, the Greeley-West swim team had 8 state qualifying athletes across 8 events. Athletes and Coach Sheahay, congratulations on an incredible season, and thank you for representing the greatness of Greeley-West. Led by Coach Billings, the Greeley-West track and field team consisted of 5 state qualifying athletes. Athletes and Coach Billings, congratulations on an amazing season, and thank you for representing Greeley-West to the highest of standards. In tennis, led by Coach Ryan Pace, the Greeley-West tennis team consisted of 4 state qualifying athletes. Athletes and Coach Pace, thank you for representing Greeley-West, and congratulations on your successful season. I do have Coach Ryan Pace here who is going to say a couple things about his tennis team.
Thank you guys again for having us, and thank you, Jacob, for coming here tonight as he just gets started. I just wanted to shout out our tennis team. Two of our players couldn't be here. Danae made it as a one singles player at 5A, and Hayden, who was Chloe's partner, couldn't be here too. But our one singles actually made the state tournament, and two singles was Harlow. She defeated Pine Creek to get there, which was one of the best matches that I've ever been a part of as a coach over 16 years. And then Chloe was part of our two doubles with Hayden. They had quite a run. They actually got out of their first round match. They dropped in the quarterfinals to Valor Christian, but it was such a good representation for Greeley West. So thank you all.
And for Central, we have Principal Amy Zuloff, who's actually just off the field herself doing some coaching. And so she'll introduce Brian from Central.
Hello. Yes, I would like to apologize for my inappropriate board attire. Mr. Devereaux had a family conflict pop up, and so I came over from my son's baseball game, ran over, and I did catch my breath. But I am so excited to introduce Mr. Brian Humphrey and Kat Abo. Kat and Mr. Humphrey won what is called the Bobby G Award, which my wonderful thespian friends have explained to me that it is essentially the state championship in theater, which is fantastic. And so Kat won and Mr. Humphrey won for their set design for The Drowsy Chaperone. And if you saw the show, it was absolutely incredible. Literally, the back of the stage opened up and a full-size plane came out, and that wasn't even the biggest part, which is absolutely incredible. And so I'll invite them to the stage to talk more about it. To the podium.
So it's the Bobby G's is presented at the L.A. Calkins Opera House in Denver as part of the Denver Center for the Performing Arts, and it's a pretty big deal that we've come to recognize, and it's essentially sort of the Tonys of the high school theater world. So to be nominated is a huge honor, and then to win is pretty fantastic. And so Kat did an amazing job on this set design, took on some very complicated working pieces that had to not only move, but had to support student weight in a very safe way, and still be presentable and have a really nice aesthetic to it as well. And she came through very successfully, and we're very proud of her work in that field. So that's what she was presented, and it was a very elegant night, and she was put on the spot, and I'm not going to do that to her here. Do you want to say anything? No? Okay, she said no. But thank you very much for bringing us in and for offering that recognition. Thank you.
Have you guys go to the center. We'll do a picture. Right here in the center. We'll do a picture, Dr. Belch, and then turn it back to you.
Can I say one more thing? Did we talk about Mauricio? We do have one more student. He's up here, Mauricio. He swam at Greeley West, goes to Northridge. I think 2 years ago he wanted to learn how to swim, so he joined the swim team, if I'm not mistaken. But also got to swim at the state unified portion of the state swim meet. So congrats there.
We really do appreciate you coming out during your summer break, but congratulations to all of you and your teammates as well. Back to you, Dr. Pilch.
Thank you, President Mash. Next, I would like to recognize a young man who has become known to me, and I've really enjoyed getting to know this individual, and I'm so excited to see what he does with his future. So I'm excited to recognize Jesse Granados Ramirez, who has been selected as the Colorado Boys and Girls Club Youth of the Year. So he was our local Boys and Girls Club Youth of the Year, and he spoke a year ago at the Boys and Girls Club dinner or bank gala, their annual gala, and then he this year won the Colorado Award. And come on up, Jesse. You can get closer to the podium. It's okay, guys. I first got to meet Jesse when he spoke at last year's Boys and Girls Club Gala in 2025. And Jesse approached me and said, "Hey, I know you. You're the superintendent, Dr. Pilch, and I want to meet you. I am Jesse Granados, and I just have really enjoyed watching you speak to students and things, and I want to know you, and I'm sending you an email," which he did. And he sent an email asking for seniors to be allowed to paint their parking spots at Northridge High School. And I had been a hard no on this. But then Jesse had a great plan for doing it and how it would be managed as the student body president. And he advocated for his colleagues at Northridge High School. And we now have seniors with painted parking spots at Northridge High School. So that is certainly not his greatest claim to fame. It is just a fun story. I got to see Jesse along with his other senior classmates on the last day for seniors at Northridge High School, where they did the rite of passage, and saw that he exhibited his true leadership there as a leader really of that entire student body, Jesse. So thank you. Thank you for your leadership, and thank you for doing that here in District 6 as well as in Colorado. With Jesse tonight is the CEO of the Weld County Boys and Girls Club, my friend Dave Dixon, and he's going to tell you a little bit more about Jesse and about this honor.
Good evening. Thank you, Dr. Pilch, President Nash, and members of the board. Thanks for having us here this evening and recognizing Jesse. So, as Dr. Pilch mentioned, Jesse is the Colorado Youth of the Year. And to back up a little bit and explain to how that works, Youth of the Year is a national program within the Boys and Girls Clubs of America, and it starts at the local level with organizations like Boys and Girls Clubs of Weld County. There's over 1,000 organizations like us nationwide. And so each organization identifies or selects their Youth of the Year, and they all advance to their local or to their state competitions. So in this case, Jesse advanced and competed against 13 other Boys and Girls Club organizations around the state, where he was ultimately selected to be the Colorado Youth of the Year. From there, though, there are 5 regions within the Boys and Girls Club. So Jesse moved on to the regional competition just this past May as the Colorado State representative. And I am happy to report that, in my mind, he won, but he was runner-up at the regional competition. So had he won there, he would have advanced to the national competition, which would have just been the top 5 kids in the country. So in my book, if there was a regional winner and a runner-up from 5 regions, Jesse is the top 10 Youth of the Year in the country. So we're super proud of him for not only leadership examples like Dr. Pilch just mentioned, but the list goes on. And what I wanted to save some time for, though, is with that backdrop, is just let Jesse come up here and explain a little bit what the Youth of the Year experience has meant to him.
Well, thank you so much, guys, for having me. I think this is such an incredible opportunity, especially because truly it takes a village. I think Greeley, Colorado as a community has done so much for me, especially within District 6. All the opportunities that you guys have given us and offered for us is incredible. I've been able to do so many cool things and been a part of so many great things through this district, some of which being Unified, which is such an incredible program to me. I truly adore it, and yeah, it takes a village. So District 6 was such a huge part in my success, as well as Boys and Girls Clubs. And honestly, when I first started chasing that state plaque in my freshman year, I didn't know what I was going to come out of it. I was going in as a shy kid who didn't really understand the world or the people around him as much. I thought fitting in was being cool, but there's no need to fit in. There's just need to stand out. So that's what I did, and I finally did it. And I was runner-up at regionals, but regionals is such an incredible place because I got to build my network a little bit. I got to meet people like Clark Hunt and Jim Clark, who are the CEOs of the Chiefs and the CEO of Boys and Girls Clubs of America. So expanding my network was such an incredible opportunity. And being here, just representing Colorado for the Boys and Girls Club is truly just an honor. If you would have told me when I was 5 years old that this would be me, this would be the title that I held, I wouldn't believe you, because truly, growing up the way I did, none of this seems like it would have been in my reach or possible. But I thank all of you guys for your work that you guys do through the district, because truly, I don't think this would have been possible in any other district. I love District 6. I may be biased, but this is incredible. And thank you guys for all the work you guys do.
Yeah, come on in. Okay, I have one more. Pretty exciting stuff tonight. This is the best part of our school board meetings, let's be honest. So finally, we want to recognize some outstanding scholars in the world of culinary arts. And we have two students tonight to recognize who have been a part of the Greeley-West Culinary Arts Career Pathway, which is led by Brenda Guzman. These students earned awards in competitions that were hosted by the Family, Career, and Community Leaders of America, or you may have heard it called FCCLA, and by the Auguste Escoffier School of Culinary Arts. These honors come not only with recognition, but with some money, scholarship money, that will make a big difference in these students' post-high school education. So to introduce these students is Brenda Guzman, and the students are there with her. Come on up, guys.
Good evening. My name is Brenda Guzman. I am one of the Family Consumer Sciences teachers at Greeley-West. First, I would like to introduce Emma Nadas, and Emma is an outgoing senior. She just graduated about 2 weeks ago. She has earned a total of $15,500 in scholarship money to attend Escoffier School of Culinary Arts in Boulder. And a significant portion of these funds were awarded through her participation in FCCLA, competitive events, and scholarship opportunities. Combined with the Bright Futures Scholarship, these awards will allow her to complete her degree program without any student debt. Throughout her time in Family Consumer Sciences at Greeley-West, Emma has consistently demonstrated exceptional dedication, professionalism, and academic achievement. The knowledge and hands-on experience she gained through the baking and pastry, catering, and work-based learning courses, along with her involvement in FCCLA, have played a significant role in helping her reach this milestone. Emma will begin her studies at Escoffier in August, where she will pursue a degree in baking and pastry arts. In addition to her scholarship accomplishments, she earned the National Restaurant Association ServSafe Manager certification while attending Greeley-West, which is a credential wildly recognized in the food service industry, and actually just helped her gain a job. And Emma's achievements reflect her hard work, leadership, and commitment to excellence, and the opportunities that she embraced through both Family Consumer Sciences and FCCLA. She serves as an outstanding example of how career and technical education, coupled with student leadership development, can prepare students for success in college and in their futures. Emma Nadas. Our other student that I would like to recognize is Taven Castillaga. I always butcher that. Castillaga. I'm going to learn that. A junior at Greeley-West, has distinguished himself through the success in culinary competitions, earning a total of $7,500 in scholarships through opportunities provided by Escoffier and FCCLA. Following graduation in 2027, Taven plans to attend Escoffier in Boulder to further pursue his passion for the culinary industry. As he enters his senior year, he will continue participating in Escoffier and FCCLA competitions, providing additional opportunities to expand his scholarship awards and further development his professional skills. Taven is also committed to completing the hospitality pathway at Greeley-West through the advanced coursework in baking and pastry and work-based learning. His dedication to the career and technical education, combined with his competitive success and strong work ethic, positions him well for continued achievement in both post-secondary education and the culinary profession. The FCS department at Greeley-West would like to extend our sincere appreciation to the school board and D6 for its continued support in the CTE programs. These opportunities empower students like Emma and Taven to develop industry skills, learn valuable certifications, compete for scholarships, and successfully pursue their career goals. Thank you.
Thank you all for being here as well. And I believe that Director Rogie and I got to taste your culinary delights when you served lunch to the District 6 Academy. So we can attest to your incredible talents. Have a great night. Thanks for coming. I think you're all done with your portion, Dr. Pilch, but we do have another celebration. And at this time, I'll ask Assistant Superintendent Wes Tuttle to introduce the next celebration.
Good evening, President Mash and Board of Education. You alluded to it, and this is an exciting thing to be able to share. So I'm joined up here by two other people. You can come closer. President, this is the principal over at Billy Martinez, Monica Draper, and next to her is the assistant principal, Veronica Lucero. And let me tell you about the award that Martinez just earned. So each year, Colorado Department of Education recognizes public schools in the state that enroll a student population with at least 75% at-risk students. And they demonstrate high rates of student longitudinal growth. So Billy Martinez was one of the ones that was selected for that. And I went through the last 3 years, and Billy Martinez is one of only 5 schools in the state that has earned this twice in the last 3 years. So it's a great celebration of the hard work that's going on. So I'm going to turn it over to Monica and let her say some words here.
Thank you, Wes. I am never at a loss when I talk about my school. I've been fortunate to be the principal there for the past 17 years, and it has been the honor of my life. I tell people when they apply for jobs and they ask why we stay at Martinez, why Martinez, it's because we've created a family at Martinez. And I tell people you will never work harder in your life than you do if you take this job at Billy Martinez, but I guarantee you will never love anything more, because this is the hardest job I've ever loved in my life. I just finished my 40th year, and I can tell you that the people that we have in our building go all out for all students every single day. And it shows in the work that they do. And so I'm so honored to be a part of that and to be a part of that family. And thank you for the support that you've given us through the years. We really appreciate it.
You don't really get a flag, so I can get a big banner in your school. Yeah, let's get a picture. Come on, yes.
Congratulations, and I didn't realize that you had this distinguished award twice, so congratulations. All right. And you're up again, Dr. Pilch.
Then I'm not up again, I don't think, after this. Oh, wait, no, I have one more thing. I am pleased tonight to introduce our latest group of hires, and we are almost done. We will bring you at our August board meeting our hire for our new Director of Instructional Technology, who takes the place of the retirement of Scott Ford. We finished those interviews today, and I think we're very close to wrapping that hire up. But we've got most of our team hired at this point, assuming that no one goes anywhere else. So first, I'm pleased to introduce to you who is with us here tonight, Miss Angela Sandy. Angela will be moving over to Meeker Elementary as the new assistant principal at Meeker. Really excited to have her go there. She's just been in District 6 just this 1 year as a teacher for multilingual learners at Maplewood Elementary School, but she has impressed anyone who has had a chance to work with her. And she comes with very high recommendations. She's been an educator for 17 years. She's educated in both the K-12 arena as well as at the college level in Colorado as well as in Wyoming. And she was also a volunteer English as a second language teacher in Turkey. She worked at Adams State University as an assistant migrant program coordinator as well as a student success coordinator. So her heart is in making sure that all students graduate high school or college and career ready and are ready for the world that they face and really for children who need more. We are proud to have her come to us here at Meeker Elementary. Again, she served as an English language learner teacher, a regular English teacher, a German teacher, I think, at elementary, middle, and high school. So Angie, welcome. Glad to have you here in District 6 and glad to have you going over to Meeker. Congratulations. I want to share with you the other hires that are on your agenda tonight for recommendation, but were not able to be with us tonight. Mindy Sandoval is the new assistant principal at Centennial Elementary School. She is coming to us from the St. Vrain Valley School District, where she has served as an assistant principal intern. Her experience has primarily been in leading data teams, multi-tiered systems of support teams, and she has experience in restorative justice as well, and the restorative practices, which is a good match for District 6. So we are excited to bring her over. Her teaching experience is in elementary education, and then as a substitute teacher, which I think has to get you ready for anything you might do in education. So when Mindy is able to be in town and able to meet you all, make sure you get a chance to meet her. And then I want to share with you the other two hires that are hires on the District 6 Superintendent Cabinet. We have hired our legal counsel, our in-house legal counsel that will replace outgoing Mr. Nate Fall, who I want to recognize as he leaves District 6. We have trained him well, and he's moving on to one of the most prestigious law firms in Colorado who represents school law. So congratulations to Nate, and his replacement recommendation is Mr. Jaron Damo. Jaron has served as a guardian ad litem. He's served in family law, done a lot of child welfare practice law, and practiced in his own practice as well as working with other law firms. He has practiced law for the last 11 years. He's currently practicing law as an assistant county attorney in the Adams County Attorney's Office, where he's serving as a guardian ad litem, who, guys, is someone who advocates for children and children's rights and helps navigate the waters between them and their schools and them and their guardians or their foster care. And so he's very dedicated to working with families and working around issues around families and law in relation to youth. So we're excited to have him. He also has experience in his own law firm as well as assistant county attorney previously in the Adams County system. So we're excited to bring him into District 6. You may be wondering, is he still going to practice in his own law firm? Nope, that's not the plan. He's coming full-time for District 6. So he'll be starting on July 6th in the district. So really excited to have him. A strong learner and writer, and I think he'll do a great job for District 6. And then I also want to introduce to you on your agenda tonight for recommendation is to hire our new Chief of Communications, who replaces Teresa Myers, who is retiring at the end of this year. And she's been out, as you know, on family medical leave since about February. And I'm very grateful to Casey Pearson in our communications department, who's been filling in as interim Chief of Communications. He's done a great job, really doing two jobs, his job as well as Teresa's job. And but for hire tonight, I am recommending Mr. Michael Matthews, who many of you know because he served previously on our Board of Education. Mr. Matthews comes to us having been the lead pastor and associate pastor for about the last 20 years at St. Patrick's Presbyterian Church, where he has extensive experience writing, communicating verbally, and marketing, and preparing and leading events there. He also served in District 6 as the board president, served on the board for 8 years, has extensive work in passing mill levy and bond issues and speaking publicly on behalf of the district. As you all know, he's deeply dedicated to not only District 6, but to the Greeley-Evans community, and has a deep understanding of the community. He's currently serving as president on the United Way Board. He has served on the mayor's task force for homelessness, and he currently serves on the Greeley Chamber of Commerce Community Council on Education. And so we're excited to have him. I should have mentioned that he was previously a teacher as well. So we'll welcome Michael. He plans to start on July 13th here in District 6. I believe that's all I have for right now. Thank you.
Thank you. And welcome to all our new District 6 employees. The next item on our agenda is the approval of resolution in support of Senate Bill 26-135 and Initiative 195 to increase state investment in K-12 public education and protect Colorado's future. This is an action item and will require a motion.
I move that the Board of Education of Greeley-Evans School District 6 approve the resolution in support of Senate Bill 26-135 and Initiative 195 to increase state investment in K-12 public education and protect Colorado's future.
I second.
Thank you both. Is there any discussion on the, oh no, first I will have, sorry, Director Campos-Spitzy please read the resolution.
Resolution in support of Senate Bill 26-135 and Initiative 195 to increase state investment in K-12 public education and protect Colorado's future. Whereas the Greeley-Evans School District 6 Board of Education believes that strong, well-funded public schools are essential to student success, community well-being, and the long-term prosperity and economic competitiveness of Colorado. And whereas sustained and adequate investment in public schools has been proven to yield strong returns, including higher graduation rates, increased lifetime earnings, and reduced long-term public costs. And whereas Colorado's school funding has not kept pace with modern educational demands, leaving inflation-adjusted per-pupil funding near 1989 levels, which has been negatively compounded by significant cumulative reductions through the budget stabilization factor and other pressures related to increased costs such as staffing, healthcare, technology, safety and security, and student needs. And whereas independent school funding adequacy studies commissioned by the Colorado General Assembly found significant inequitable gaps between current and adequate funding levels, estimating a statewide need for approximately $3.5 billion in additional funding. And whereas, as a result of these persistent funding shortfalls, Colorado school districts face severe challenges in recruiting and retaining qualified educators and support staff, with Colorado ranking near the bottom nationally in starting teacher pay and experiencing one of the largest teacher wage gaps in the nation, despite research demonstrating that improved compensation is directly linked to better student outcomes. And whereas students across Colorado are experiencing higher student-to-teacher ratios and overcrowded classrooms, while districts face intensifying expectations to provide safe and secure learning environments, requiring greater resources for facility security, emergency preparedness, mental health counselors, and targeted support for at-risk students, English language learners, and students with disabilities. And whereas the Colorado General Assembly has referred Senate Bill 26-135 to the November 2026 general election, ensuring this critical decision rests directly with the voters, which asks registered electors to approve a revenue change under Tabor, authorizing the state to retain and spend existing surplus revenues without raising taxes, equal to the amount spent on K through 12 public education funding in a given fiscal year. And whereas, if approved by voters, SB 26-135 would create a positive factor that provides each school district with its proportional share of additional funding for budget years 2027 to 2028 through 2036 to 2037 to increase teacher pay, improve teacher retention, lower class sizes, and increase access to career and technical courses. And whereas Initiative 195, the Protect Colorado's Future measure, would create a sustainable voter-approved revenue stream by establishing a graduated income tax system that is projected to reduce taxes for approximately 99.2% of tax filers in Weld County, while asking the highest income earners to contribute more. And whereas Initiative 195 is projected to generate at least $2 billion annually in new revenue that will help to provide additional funding for K through 12 public education, healthcare, and early childhood education to support the whole child needs of students, providing an estimated $19,089,000 in new annual funding directly to Greeley-Evans School District 6 to support local priorities such as student and staff safety, staffing, class size reductions, and student services. And whereas the board declares that the ballot measures referred by SB 26-135 and Initiative 195 are matters of official concern to this district and its students, families, educators, and staff. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the Board of Education of Greeley-Evans School District 6 officially declares its support for and formally endorses both the ballot measure referred by Senate Bill 26-135 and Initiative 195, the Protect Colorado's Future measure. And be it further resolved that the board encourages community members to learn about and consider the immense benefits of both measures in providing sustainable, equitable, and adequate funding for public education, teacher compensation, smaller class sizes, and expanded student support services. And be it further resolved that the board directs the superintendent to share this combined resolution with stakeholders and the broader community to raise awareness of these vital efforts to support our schools and students, adopted this 8th day of June 2026.
Thank you. Thank you for reading that. Is there any discussion on the motion? Director Rogie?
I would just like to go on record just stating that I do take exception to this legislation, especially the Initiative 195, based on the premise that it does target a certain group of people that are high-income earners in our state. I feel like these are the people that are the business leaders, the investors, the economy drivers, and to ask them to take a greater percentage of the load of public education on their shoulders, I do not think is a wise thing to do. For one thing, especially in our community, some of these high-income earners are the ones that invest by giving a lot into our public education. So and that is my comment.
Thank you. Any further discussion? Okay, well, I would like to express my support of this measure. You know, it was mostly all carefully delineated in the resolution. But these funds will help to replace the funding that we were able to utilize during COVID. We realized that we were able to do a lot of the measures that are on our strategic plan when we were when we had a little bit extra funding through the COVID relief dollars. We spent about $19 million a year on lowering our class sizes, on providing those mental health supports for students and staff. Those were the years that we were really able to make our CTE offerings robust, increase our dual enrollment for our students. And as we will be passing our budget later on, you can see that 90% of funds spent in District 6 are to our staff. So I feel it strongly that we need these additional funds in order to pay our staff well, in order to replace those positions that unfortunately we've had to lose. This also very specifically to our voters will benefit 99.2% of our voters and 100% of our students. So that also includes our students in charter schools as they would receive their share of that funding. So there is my 2 cents on this measure, and I will be voting yes. Seeing no further discussion, Ms. Lemon, will you please give us a vote?
Director Bentley?
Nay.
Director Campos-Spitzy?
Aye.
Director Edmonds?
Aye.
Director Lemos-Garcia?
Aye.
Director Mash?
Aye.
Director Rogie?
Nay.
Motion carries 4-2.
I'm sorry, Directors Campos-Spitzy, I didn't see you press your button.
I was just going to say that we discussed it. There was a robust discussion during the work session. And so if you're interested to hear more of our individual comments, you are welcome to tune in to the work session from earlier today.
Thank you for that. All right. The next item on our agenda is our budget adoption. This is an action item which will require a motion.
I move that the Board of Education of Weld County School District 6 approve the proposed budget for the 2026-2027 fiscal year. This includes a total appropriation of $475,996,667, the transfer of funds from the general fund, and the use of beginning fund balance where required as presented in the proposed budget document.
We need a second, right?
I do need a second.
I'll second it.
Thank you. All right, and I see Mrs. Sponsler has come to the podium to speak on this.
Thank you. I just wanted to mention that we also presented this budget document during the work session, and so I did not prepare a separate presentation. I think we've had the opportunity to answer questions, and again, if people want to see that presentation, they can watch the work session. I also want to note that the budget is found on our website under the financial transparency link. So if you are curious, you can look at the document online.
Director Edmonds.
Yeah, I just want to, since I heard that more people watch this meeting than the work session, I do encourage folks to go to that just because there were a lot of great questions answered. I do want to again extend my appreciation to Megan and her team for the hard work they've put into this. It's not easy when every year they keep telling us we get less and less money, but we need to make sure that our kids are taken care of better. So I appreciate all the hard work that you do, not only now, but as we revisit it after student or the count and we revisit it in November and December, that like your job doesn't stop today once we approve this. It's an ongoing, continual conversation. As you look at things more than just salary, I appreciate the perspective of it. And I do encourage the community to look at it. It gives a good picture of our district, that it's more than just that person standing at the front of the classroom. It's our transportation, it's our nutrition services, it's our folks who are making sure the lawns are taken care of and the schools are safe. And so there's so much that goes into this. I would encourage folks particularly to look at the pages where there's a profile for each school that shows what each family is facing in those schools. And I pointed this out earlier that there's only one school that falls below 50% free and reduced. So it provides a perspective of what our teachers are facing every day. And so it's just a great, robust, wonderful, for somebody who I like finance isn't my thing, I feel like I'm like smart when I look through this thing. So really appreciate your hard work on that, and your ongoing hard work, and to your team as well.
Thank you.
Not seeing any further questions. I do thank you for pointing out that it is on the website. This is what it looks like in a binder form. It's over 200 pages. It is quite easy for the layperson to access this information and to understand it. Mrs. Sponsler gives a lot of great bar graphs and pie graphs, and then as Director Edmonds mentioned, the demographics of each of our schools, which is just honestly kind of fun to peruse. So thank you to your team. And Ms. Lemon, will you please give us a vote? Oh, sorry, just kidding.
I'm sorry.
Push it while I'm looking at it. No, just kidding.
I wanted to say it's so easy to find. There must be a way through the website, but you can also just Google Greeley-Evans District 6 budget 2026 to 2027, and it pops up. So you can Google it.
See, and your comments are just some great little tidbits, so I don't want to miss them. All right, thank you for, Ms. Lemon, please give us a vote.
Director Bentley?
Aye.
Director Campos-Spitzy?
Aye.
Director Edmonds?
Aye.
Director Lemos-Garcia?
Aye.
Director Mash?
Aye.
Director Rogie?
Aye.
Motion carries 6-0.
Thank you. And back to you, Dr. Pilch, for your report this evening.
Thank you so much, President Mash. I just have 3 short things. First, I want to give a shout out, as you did, to Nicole Cox, who is one of our teachers at Hyman Elementary School. It's truly a big deal to have a semifinalist for the 2027 Colorado Teacher of the Year. And for us to have another semifinalist after having just had, the Colorado Teacher of the Year is really just truly remarkable. And she's one of 21 teachers who have been recognized as a semifinalist. So we're really excited for her. We will not come back together for a board meeting before our big school kickoff event. So that event is August 1st at Island Grove. It does seem a little earlier than in the past because the fall of where school starts is a little bit earlier. And so 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. on Saturday, August 1st at Island Grove. And we are still taking sponsorships and participants. If there's interest in that, just go to our district website and search school kickoff, and you can sign up to do that. And then I also want to give a final recognition to Mr. Wes Tuttle, who is retiring after 35 years in District 6. He retires having been a teacher here for gifted and talented, a mathematics teacher at the secondary level, at some point in his career, an elementary teacher, an elementary principal, a director of schools, and an assistant superintendent of elementary and K-8 schools here in District 6. Just truly, truly a remarkable leader with a remarkable career. He officially retired 3 years ago and has returned to us for the past 3 years for half-time. And he finally said, it is time for me to go to Disneyland and to go be with my grandchildren and to go on those Disneyland cruises. So we're sending Wes and Mickey and Goofy and Pluto off and letting him finally retire. But he should know he leaves having left an indelible mark on District 6. We are better for his leadership, and I am certainly a better leader because of his leadership, his ethics, his high moral ground, his kindness, his compassion, his wisdom, and his just stick-to-itiveness around public education. So Wes, we're gonna miss you. Maybe one day you'll decide to run to be a school board member, who knows? Congratulations to you, Wes. Thank you, President Mash.
Poor Wes, we've made him be the center of attention all day in his honor. So, the next item on our agenda is public participation. I do not believe we have anyone signed up to speak with us this evening. So the next item is to approve our consent agenda.
I move that the Board of Education at Greeley-Evans School District 6 approves the items as presented on the consent agenda and authorizes the officers to sign any and all contracts.
I'll second that.
Thank you all. Is there any discussion on the motion? Make sure you did. All right. Seeing no discussion, will you please give us a vote, Ms. Lemon?
Director Bentley?
Aye.
Director Campos-Spitzy?
Aye.
Director Edmonds?
Aye.
Director Lemos-Garcia?
Aye.
Director Mash?
Aye.
Director Rogie?
Aye.
Motion carries 6-0.
The next item on our agenda is revisions to policy DKA, payroll information. This is an action item.
I move that the Board of Education of Greeley-Evans School District 6 approves the revision of policy DKA, payroll information as presented.
Second.
Is there any discussion on the motion? When we are revising policy, often it is just cleaning up some shalls and wills, etc. We've all had a chance to look at this. And so, Ms. Lemon, will you please give us a vote?
Director Bentley?
Aye.
Director Campos Fitzy?
Aye.
Director Edmonds?
Aye.
Director Lemos Garcia?
Aye.
Director Mash?
Aye.
Director Rogie?
Aye.
Motion carries 6-0.
Well, thank you all for being in attendance this evening. Please enjoy your summer, and we will see you back in August. This meeting is adjourned.